Hello, I'm Matthew Hopkinson from LDC, and today we held our 13th Retail Health Summit at Berwyn-Leighton Pisner in London. We had an excellent morning chaired by Emma Simpson of the BBC, where we had a landlord, a retailer, an academic and a legal planner on the panel. We covered off a number of areas. In terms of the top line numbers, whilst we've seen an improvement in vacancy overall, shopping centres still remain with the highest vacancy, and there are certain places, and there was a person in from Evesham talking about their high vacancy rate in a shopping centre and what they do. But in terms of retail parks, they are the healthiest across the board. We also saw that large cities have the highest vacancy of all the sort of urban high street destinations, and in part that's because at the end of the day it's the tertiary and secondary locations, a bit like a jam in a donut, are the ones which have got the highest persistent vacancy. There are a whole range of topics that we covered, but one was this: what is the number of redundant shops that we have in the country, and the ones we have, are they in the right places? There were also questions around places like in Northamptonshire about Rushton Lakes and what that would do as an impact on Kettering, Wellingborough and Northampton, and is that good or bad news? We also discussed BHS and the potential restructure there. What does that mean? And then also we had Ashley Blake from Otium, who talked about food and beverage and leisure and how that's changing things, and have we reached a bubble or not, and that will there be rental growth for investors, because if there isn't, they're not willing to invest, and therefore will we see more of the Grand Centrals in Birmingham, the Friar Walks of Newport, where local authorities have underwritten and done large-scale developments in urban cores. So all in all, we covered a massive amount, a very good day, but I think the interesting point going into 2016 is, will the vacancy rate go up? And that could be very much dependent on what we see coming through in terms of the food and beverage bubble, whether there are more profitability issues with retailers beyond the Brantanos and the BHSs and others. And then finally, of course, looking forward to 2017, the big unknown question about business rates and what impact that will have in terms of driving businesses forward. Finally, we had Professor Paul Longley, who's our academic partner on our Smart Street Centre project, where we're rolling out over 1,200 street counters, which are going to look at footfall, good and bad footfall, and analyse it on an hourly basis every day of the week, every day of the year, to look at how people and places interact, and therefore what makes a successful place for a certain type of retailer, but not necessarily all. So we look forward to bringing all of that to you in the coming months. Thank you.